Guys, it's me again. I'm gonna talk about a few things that I used to think that I was little. I don't know why I've never thought about making a video like this before, but these are a few things that I used to think of when I was like probably around from 5 years old up until 9 or before 5. Yeah. Okay, this is really ridiculous. Don't ask me why or how I even thought about this. But when I was little, when I would go to the store, I would get the Tic Tac candies, and I would always think every single time that if you bit into it just right, there will be a little tiny horse inside that Tic Tac candy. I don't understand. Don't ask me why, because my thought process was just all over the place. I used to think that I was a superhero, you know, and I thought I could fly, and I tried to fly, but I did not fly. Ooh, that was painful. I used to think that this is the most ridiculous thing you probably have ever heard, but if not, then we think alike, which is really weird because I've never thought. Okay, anyways, I'm talking too much. I used to think that if you had $10, you did not have a legit $10 bill. I didn't know that $10 bills actually had the number 1 and 0 on it, because I never had $10 or never got $10 bills. Only it was like 5 and below when I was little. So I was like, oh, okay. So I used to think that a $1 bill and a $0 bill was $10. I used to think that $2 bill and a $0 bill was $20. A $5 bill and a $0 bill was $50, and so on and so forth. So if you had $1 bill and like 900 $0 bills, you had $1,000 right there. That is what my mind used to think. Or I think I said that really wrong. I'm not really good at math. But I don't know why I used to think that. And then I saw a $10 bill. I was like, what? Mind blown, right? This is probably the most ignorant thing you will ever hear. And you've have heard worse. But I was little, so that's my only excuse. Okay, when I was little, up until I was like 10 or 11, I was in California. That's where I was born, and then I moved. But when I was in California, I used to think that California and where my grandparents are were the only places that made up the U.S., except for where my grandparents are, of course. I used to think that all the time. Don't ask me why. So every name I heard in California was the only names anybody could ever have. And then I used to think that the only schools that actually were there were the only schools in California. So and then I moved to a different state, and I was like, whoa, you have your name Jordan? I've never heard of that before. Are you sure that's your name? Oh, you're Kelsey? What? Your name is Lucas? Are you sure? And my mind was blown. So the only places I thought were actually the U.S. were like California, Texas, New York, Florida, and Washington, D.C. That's it. Any other state in the middle, no, you did not exist to me. But we were just so caught up in our own little worlds when we were little, so we don't really think so much about everything else until you actually go out into the world and you grow up. And I used to think everybody was nice until, I grew up, and yeah, my dreams were shattered. I used to think that I was going to be a pediatrician when I was older, and I don't know why I always would think that. I was like, my mind is set on being a pediatrician. That's what I'm going to be, and that's what I shall be, and that's it. Okay, my glasses are bugging me, so I had to take them off. Okay, so I used to think those many things. I used to think that, I don't know, I used to think that everything was rainbows and unicorns everywhere, and I used to think that clouds were made out of cotton candy, and I used to think so many things like this when I was little. I don't know why, but I guess you could say I have a pretty creative mind. That's why I'm pretty creative. If that made no sense. I think it did, but then I just made myself look really smart. But yeah, I used to think that, and I don't know why, don't know why. And then you watch TV and you're just like, oh, okay. And I used to think that on Valentine's Day, a legit Cupid went like that with a bow and arrow. I used to think that boys were nice, and then boys were not nice. Some of them are nice, some of them are not. So not all men are the same. I don't know. I used to think that everybody was my friend. And then I grew up. And then I grew up that way. And I used to think so many things when I was little. So ridiculous things. I don't know, like about the money, the $10. I was like thinking of that in an elevator, because we used to live in an apartment, and I was in the elevator, and I was like, $1. All I need is a $0 bill, and I have $10. Yay! Oh, was I wrong? $10 bill is the actual $10 bill. There's no such thing as a $0 bill. That'd be really cool though, because if you could accumulate 10 of those, you would have $1. That'd be pretty cool. And so my mom would think, and I would always think that George Washington was always the president. And then I was like, what? That's not right. I don't know why I would think that. But yeah, thanks for watching this video, and I hope you have a great life, a great day, a great week, and I hope you keep smiling. Or just smile, because you don't know who's gonna fall in love with your smile. Come on now. Keep smiling. Oh, keep smiling. I don't know where I was gonna go with that. Apparently my creative mind just totally shut down right now. But thanks for watching again, and I'll see you guys next week, maybe. Bye.